sincerely. Children, please stay safe, because now many people have come from outside and they may be the potential carrier of the deadly virus. So obey your parents, be at home, be in safety. So in the earlier videos, these are special classes conducted for lockdown, so that you will get uninterrupted classes. Your studies will not be interrupted. And in the earlier classes, we had read about ancient era, we had read about medieval era. This is chapter 3, which we are going to study, life during the medieval period. So the medieval era means 700 years after the birth of Christ to 1750 years after the birth of Christ. So we are going to study about this period. All of you open your course book, chapter 3, and life during the medieval period. In chapter 2, we read about when medieval era started. We read about what were the important empires of the medieval era. We read that Cholas, Rashtrakutas, the Delhi Sultanate, the Marathas, the Mughals, these all were the important kingdoms. Now, we'll read here what is the art and architecture of medieval period. I will discuss these words: art, architecture, what is this, and what were the occupation. The main things we'll discuss in this chapter is art, architecture, occupation, and life of people in the medieval period. So let us begin. All of you open your books, and as I teach you, have a glance at your textbook also. Please go through the video carefully, peacefully, and thoroughly. And still, if you have any doubt, do post your doubt in the WhatsApp group and I'll answer all your doubts. But before that, please go through the video thoroughly. My request, sincere request to you. Maharana Pratap was an important Rajput king of Mewar in Rajasthan. He honored his land. He fought many battles with Mughals who wanted to take over his kingdom. All of you must have heard the name Maharana Pratap. He belonged to Mewar, a province in Rajasthan. And Rajasthan, the people of Rajasthan are known for their valiant nature, their bravery, and their preparedness for war anytime. They can do or die for their country. Maharana Pratap was one of the true patriot of the soil. He fought many battles with Mughals who wanted to take over his kingdom. Many Mughals, especially Akbar, he was always attacking Mewar. He wanted to achieve Mewar. Akbar once sent a minister to ask Maharana Pratap to surrender. Akbar sent a ambassador or a minister, a messenger. He told that why to fight? You surrender. You just accept. He told Maharana Pratap, you accept your defeat. We are your masters. But Maharana Pratap refused. However, Maharana Pratap chose to fight, even though the chances of winning was very less. Akbar's army was very big and it was very sophisticated compared to that of Maharana Pratap. And Maharana Pratap knew that he is going to be defeated. Still then, Maharana Pratap fought. He went into the battlefield riding his powerful horse, Chetak. So he went to his battlefield, the famous battlefield of Haldi Ghati, where Maharana Pratap and Akbar fought with each other. And Chetak is very, very famous. Wherever Maharana Pratap is mentioned, wherever, along with him, Chetak, his horse, the brave horse, is mentioned. He was badly injured during the war and became unconscious. Maharana Pratap was injured and became unconscious. Maharana Pratap's horse, although injured, brought his master to safety. His horse too was injured, but he brought Maharana Pratap to safety and he brought back to his palace. And after that, Maharana Pratap, after many years, due to some injury or something, he died. It is like that. As you read in the above story and the ones in chapter 2, you can see that the medieval age was the time of great kings ruled. In medieval age, great kings, the Delhi Sultanate, the Chola kings, Rajendra Chola, and the Marathas, Shivaji Chhatrapati, the Akbar the Great, Shah Jahan, all these great powerful kings ruled the medieval period. They possessed great wealth and made fine palaces and buildings for themselves. So they were very prosperous, rich. They possessed means they had great wealth They they were having great wealth and palaces, for which they made beautiful palaces. Palaces is a place or residence of kings and queens. In Hindi we say it mahal. So it was that palaces and buildings for themselves. They wore grand clothes and jewels too. You must have seen the period films and all period cinemas. You must have seen the Padmavat movie. You must have seen Jodha Akbar and all. You must have seen that queen, kings and queen wear so grand clothes, the grand attire with lot of silk, with lot of jewels and all. It's like that. The medieval kingdom had good administrative system. So administrative system means to organize the kingdom very smoothly. The health system was very smooth, the taxation was smooth, people were getting amenities, water, everything. Every problem was met. Every problem of the poor was met. In those days, different kingdoms fought against each other for power. So it is obvious that kingdoms till date, many countries are fighting with each other for power, and that time they also fought. It was in this era that most of our historical buildings were built. So many Indian famous monuments or buildings which we read in the pages of history were built during this medieval period. So can you identify some of them and write under the pictures given below? So now I am going to show you a series of monuments. You will identify. If you can't identify, I'll mention them. The first picture is of Taj Mahal. Second is of Red Fort, and the third is the famous iconic monument of Odisha, the Sun Temple at Konark. But next topic of the chapter is, what did the medieval art and architecture look like? Now the main words which is new to you is art and architecture. So in ancient times, it is not that always the king and the people were going for fighting only. They were going for battles and they were doing farming. Whole day was there with them. So they were having different other works also. Art means not only doing drawing and all. Art means writing something, books. Art means dance form, music form. Architecture means building monuments, special style. Now I'll tell you a small thing you do. You ask your parents to show you. You observe some temples. Have you seen Lingaraj temple? And you observe few temples of your locality also. You go through Ramswamy temple. You watch the Lingaraj temple of Bhubaneswar. And you watch the temples at South India, Meenakshi temple. Three temples I am mentioning you. First, the Ramswamy temple of Bhavanipatna. Second, the Lingaraj temple of Bhubaneswar. And third, the Meenakshi temple of Tamil Nadu. And you will find that the temple of Bhavanipatna and Bhubaneswar are similar, whereas the temple of Meenakshi has different shape. It is triangular in shape. Both the temples of Odisha, which is the Ramswamy temple of Bhavanipatna and Lingaraj temple of Bhubaneswar, are similar in structure. But whereas the temple of Tamil Nadu, Meenakshi temple, is triangular. So this is the architecture, the taste. Architecture varies from place to place. It differs from place to place. We will read what was the architecture in the medieval era. Art and architecture flourished during the medieval ages. Art, various forms of art, whether you can say drawing or carving or painting, or you can say dance forms, music. Art and architecture. Architecture is monument making or building making. Flourished. Flourished means developed during the medieval ages. The Cholas were known for their sculptures made of bronze. Bronze is a alloy. It's a metal mixed with. It is an alloy of two metals or mixture of two metals. Bronze mainly you must be seeing that we have bronze vessels, or the most famous thing is the bronze medal, which we get during Olympics or during any international games. So the Chola Empire, the rulers of Chola were very famous for bronze sculpture. Sculpture is idol making. Sculpture means sculpting means idol making. Okay, so the Delhi Sultanate embraced all kinds of art. So Delhi Sultanate, though they were nice they were mighty kings, they were fighting, but they also encouraged all forms of art. Embraced means encouraged all kinds of art. During this medieval time, monuments of Khajuraho were built. Now I will put a temple of Khajuraho, you will see. Monument of Khajuraho. Khajuraho is the world famous monument which was built during this medieval time. The Vijayanagara Empire overtook the rich tradition of the Cholas. During the Mughal rule, various architectural marvels were built. In fact, the Jama Masjid, Red Fort, Moti Masjid and Peacock Throne were constructed during Shah Jahan's reign. During when Shah Jahan was in power, all these things, Jama Masjid, Red Fort, you will see Jama Masjid, the picture of Jama Masjid is there in your book, and rest I will show you in this video. Along with the names I will mention it. Red Fort, Moti Masjid and the Peacock Throne were constructed during Shah Jahan. So after the Cholas were good sculptors, they were nice builders. Even the Vijayanagara Empire, the kings of Vijayanagar, they also carried on the legacy. They also carried on the tradition of good building, good construction or sculpturing. The Peacock Throne was known for the many jewels it had in it. Peacock Throne was just throne. It was throne means it is the seat where the king sits. In Hindi we call it Singhasan. It is the throne. So, excuse me. When the king said Peacock Throne was just like a peacock, and it was fitted. It was embedded with various costly jewels like diamond, rubies, sapphires, and everything, emeralds. It was like that. Shah Jahan also supported poets, philosophers, scholars, and artists. So people of various talents like poets, philosophers who wrote about life, and scholars and artists. The Mughal art was very famous during this period. The Mughal, because everywhere throughout India, Cholas were there, Marathas were there, Mughals were there, Delhi Sultanates were there. All was ruled by these kings. The Mughal art was very famous during this period. Akbar was so interested in arts that he would handsomely reward those whose work he found most fascinating. Akbar was very much impressed by people because he did not go to school. At the age of 13, when children are carrying their bags and going to school, at that age, Akbar was fighting battles to protect his kingdom. So, Akbar would handsomely reward. Handsomely means huge amount. He used to give big rewards to people who did very nice, extraordinary work in art. The intricate rock carvings on the medieval temples, sculptures and paintings are a proof of how advanced the field of art and architecture were in the medieval period. The intricate, the very minute, you just imagine, all of you are just busy in watching cartoon and all of you are watching just playing games in your mobile. Have a look, we have many channels, we have Discovery channel, we have Epic channel. Just go through. In Lok Sabha TV, we have Lok Sabha TV, in DD1 we have nice programs, it comes, documentaries on the temples. You just watch, you see how finely the sculptures, the artisans, the people have worked the craftsmen have worked very finely. They have done intricate, very minute works. If you will go, there are very nice works. There is filigree work is there. Filigree work means just you go to Taj Mahal and just go and see that how beautifully that rocks are carved. It is not a work of hurry-burry that today we'll finish it, tomorrow our building should be prepared. It took years and years together. Some monument has taken 20 years to be built, some monument has taken 10 years to be built. So very finely work was done. Thousands of people were making these monuments with intricate, with nice fine work. And today these buildings are very much, they are included in the heritage list, World Heritage List. It is included there. And we Indians, we do not value it and we deface it. We make it dirty and come. So it is a proof how advanced the field of art and architecture were in the medieval period. So in the medieval period, our art and architecture was very much highly developed. Let us come to the next page. Please turn the pages, and here you can see that the picture of famous Peacock Throne is there. Khajuraho temple, the picture of Khajuraho temple is there, and Mughal paintings are there, now which we studied about this. Now our next topic, important topic of medieval period is what were the occupations during the medieval period. Occupation, meaning of occupation is profession. What were the job, what were the tasks, how did people earn money, what were the professions. India was the world's richest country during medieval times. So time and again I am telling you that India was very rich, India was very prosperous. Trading was an important occupation and many traders, especially from South India, Bengal and Gujarat, had extensive trade with Southeast Asia and China. So trading means selling and buying, trading, business. Business was the main important job or important occupation at that time, because Indian silk, Indian spices and Indian herbs, Indian sandalwood, Indian sculpture, Indian marble stone was very much in demand. So people of South India, Bengal and Gujarat, they were mostly engaged in trading because it was nearer to sea. At that time there were no aeroplanes, no railway tracks. So the cargo was loaded on the ship and it was taken to outside countries for trade. Mostly to Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia where it includes Burma, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, all these places, and China. Because there were many kings during that time, they acquired ministers and to work for them, and so some people were appointed as ministers. So one person cannot manage, as our school is run by principal, and principal directly cannot go and supervise whole classes. Teachers are there. The teachers also appoint leaders, monitors to have, so that the classes run smoothly. So as the prime minister or the kings, they appointed ministers so that they were looking very smoothly at the provinces. With the growth of art and architecture, there was a high demand for craftsmen and artists, because when people were craftsmen and artists means it is not only drawing and painting, all sorts of work. Pottery was included there, weaving was there, sculpting was there. So when these people do, when you find that somewhere you see that I bring a simple pot and just for the same cost I get a pot with decorated and very nice with nice design. So I'll search now from where it is there, where it is made. The same way, artists with good, whenever we go, we still then you must have seen in everybody in your mummy's wardrobe, you must have seen at least you will find 2 to 3 nice that Sambalpuri patta sari and all you will find, because it is exclusive thing and it comes from exclusive weavers. So and it has, and because the weavers, no matter where they live in jungle also, their product will be in demand. So anybody will go to them and they will buy. So nice things, and that's why craftsmen and artists were in demand. The rich clothing style of kings and other royal members gave jobs to weavers and tailors. So weavers and tailors, they were having nice job. Kings and queens used to buy from them. They used to give them money to weave beautiful cloths. Tailors used to stitch beautiful cloth for them. These people got job. Even the rich people, the minister's wife and all, they used to buy all these things. Agriculture was an important occupation during that time and shaped the country's wealth in large way. Agriculture is and will be an important factor of the economy from the starting of the civilization till date. Agriculture is an important factor for accumulating wealth, for acquiring wealth. Agriculture shapes the economy of a kingdom or of a province. Cotton and silk were exported from India to other kingdoms. Spices from India were very famous too. So in the chapter I mentioned you, spices, cotton, silk, everything was exported, and it earned a lot of money from outside, from the foreign countries, and thus the king and the people of this medieval period were very prosperous. There is a small snippet here. Rajput paintings were very famous during this era, and the main themes revolved around Lord Krishna and the Hindu gods. So during the Rajput kings, the paintings regarding Lord Krishna and other gods like Shiva and like Brahma and all, the stories and the paintings depicted the story of these Hindu gods and goddesses. We have a small snippet here. Coins during the Rajput era were either made of gold or copper, while coins of Mughal were either in gold or silver. So India was so much prosperous, so much rich, that during Rajput time the coins were made of gold and copper, and during the Mughal times the coins were made of gold and silver. Just imagine how rich India was, that we were exchanging things for gold and silver, and today we are purchasing that gold and silver. So just imagine that we had a very big, nice, great, prosperous heritage we have. And thus we end chapter 3.